Hello, Wisconsin HOSA members. I am Lena Yoke, the Region 6 Competitive Events Lieutenant with a focus on the health professions events. Today I'm going to show you information for each of the events in this category and where you can access resources. So let's take a look at the events that are available to you. You have biomedical laboratory science, home health aid, medical assisting, nursing assisting, personal care, pharmacy science, physical therapy, sports medicine, and veterinary science. For each of these events, it's recommended that you study all the resources that are available to you. And if you have access to any professionals who are related to your event, you may want to try to contact them for any advice as you prepare using your rubrics for your event. So let's take a look at these different professions in more detail and as far as what the expectations are for your event. The first thing I wanted to show you are some features on the slides that are provided for you. If you look at the top, you will have the name of the event, and if you click on that event, it will take you to hosa.org and to the guidelines for your particular event. So using this as an example, you'll notice as you scroll through, you'll see that the written test plan and the percentage of test questions from those topics. You'll also see some sample test questions to help you prepare. And then as you scroll further down into the guidelines, you'll see that there are different rubrics for each of the skills that you will be needing to prepare for your particular event. Now, with that, let's go into more detail about the biomedical laboratory science event. This is an individual event, and it's to provide HOSA members with an opportunity to develop and demonstrate knowledge and skills in medical laboratory and biotechnology careers. And as we've seen through COVID, there's a real need for individuals in these professions. As you look at the slide here, you will see that there are different resources available to you. If there are some live links, if you click on them, that will take you to that organization. And then these look like they're just pictures, but if you click on them, they're live linked to where you can purchase these resources if you need to still purchase them if you don't have them at your school. Some advice for this event: practice your skills and make sure you know those rubrics in order to earn the most possible points. This year for regionals, you are going to complete an online test at your local chapter. Along with that, you will have 2 skill-based scenario essays. The online test will be the only item used to determine RLC finalists. However, if there's a need for a tiebreaker, one of those essays will be used. Then for SLC this year, round 1 is going to consist of the second skills essay, which you had already done during RLC. And so another essay will not need to be submitted. Round 2 then will consist of 1 skill identified in a written scenario, and it will be provided to competitors during a virtual live event orientation session on March 20th, and that would be via Zoom. Competitors will then have 12 hours to record and upload themselves performing that skill, and they will upload it to Tallo. And you can click on this link and it would take you there. The next event that we're going to look at is home health aid. Again, this is an individual event, and it provides members with the opportunity to gain knowledge and skills required for supporting patients in their homes. And it aims to inspire members to be proactive future health professionals and equip them to serve patients in a home health setting. Again, you have your resources over here to the right. And again, with this event, make sure you're practicing your skills and looking at your rubrics in order to earn the most possible points. You too, if you take this, do this event, you will be completing an online test at your local chapter with 2 skill-based scenario essays, and the online test will be the only item used to determine RLC finalists. However, again, if there is a need for a tiebreaker, one of those essays will be used. For SLC, round 1 is going to consist of the second skill essay. that you already did at RLC, and another essay will not be needed to be submitted. Round 2 will then consist of one skill identified in a written scenario, and it will be provided to competitors during that virtual live event orientation session on March 20th via Zoom. And then competitors will have 12 hours to record and upload themselves performing the skill to Tallo. The next event is medical assisting. Again, this is an individual event which provides members with the opportunity to gain knowledge and skills required to assist in administrative and clinical tasks. And it aims to inspire our members to become allied health professionals who respond and assist in clinical settings. Here are your resources. There are 2 available for you. You also should be practicing all your skills and knowing your rubrics in order to earn the most possible points. You too will, for RLC, will complete an online test at the local chapter, and you will have 2 skill-based scenario essays. The online test will be the only item used to determine RLC finalists. Again, unless there is a tiebreaker necessary, then one of those essays will be used. For SLC, the round 1 is that second skill essay, so you don't need to submit another essay. Round 2 will consist of one skill identified in a written scenario and will be provided to competitors again during that virtual live event orientation session on March 20th via Zoom. And then competitors will have 12 hours to record and upload themselves performing the skill to Tallo. Nursing assisting. This is an individual event, and it provides members with the opportunity to gain their knowledge and skills for patient care in a medical setting and inspire members to learn more about the field of nursing and how to provide quality care for their patients. You have 2 resources available for you for this event. You should be practicing all of your skills and know your rubrics in order to earn the most possible points. You too, for RLC, will complete an online test at your local chapter, and you will have 2 skill-based scenario essays. The online test will be the only item used to determine RLC finalists unless a tiebreaker is necessary, and then one of the essays will be used. If moving on to SLC, round 1 will be the second skill essay, so you don't have another essay to submit. Round 2 will then consist of one skill identified within a written scenario, which will be provided to you during the live event session on March 20th via Zoom. And then the competitors will have 12 hours to record and upload themselves performing the skill to Tallo. Personal care. This is an individual event which provides members with the opportunity to gain knowledge and skills required for patient care and medical settings. This event is specifically for HOSA members who are classified under IDEA. Again, you have the same resources as they have in nursing assisting. For this particular event, again, make sure you're practicing your skills and knowing your rubrics to earn the most possible points. You're going to, for RLC, complete an online test at your local chapter, and you have 2 skill-based scenario essays. The online test will be the only item used again to determine RLC finalists. However, if a tiebreaker is necessary, one of the essays will be used. For SLC, round 1 consists of the second skill essay, which was done in RLC, so another essay won't need to be submitted. Round 2 will consist of one skill identified in a written scenario, which will be provided to the competitors during that virtual live event orientation session on March 20th. And so then the competitors will have 12 hours to record and upload themselves performing the skills to Tallo, along with the student eligibility and accommodation form for this event. For pharmacy science, another individual event which provides members with the opportunity to gain knowledge and skills in pharmacy-related careers. So this event is for members who want to learn more about pharmacy careers and their practices. You have 3 different resources, books, and then along with a link to the American Academy of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology. And so you can click on that for those resources. Again, make sure you're practicing all of your skills and know the rubrics to earn the most possible points. For this event at RLC, you're going to complete an online test at your local chapter with those 2 skill-based scenario essays. And again, the online test will be the only item used to determine the RLC finalists. And if there is a tiebreaker needed, then one of the essays will be used. For SLC, round 1 is going to be that second skill essay again. You don't need to upload anything to Tallo for that part of it. Round 2 is going to consist of 1 skill identified in a written scenario and will be provided to competitors during that virtual live event orientation session on March 20th. And then the competitors will have 12 hours to record and upload themselves performing the skills to Tallo. The next event is an individual event, physical therapy, which provides members with the opportunity to gain their knowledge and skills for assisting patients with recovery. This event is inspiring HOSA members to learn more about physical therapy concepts along with different physical therapy techniques. There are 3 resources available to you to prepare for this event. And again, make sure you're practicing all your skills and know the rubrics in order to earn the most possible points. For this event, you're going to complete an online test at the local chapter with 2 skill-based scenario essays for RLC. And then the online test, again, will be the only item used to determine RLC finalists. And then if a tiebreaker is necessary, one of those essays will be used. For SLC, round 1 consists of that second skill essay that you've already done at RLC, so another essay will not need to be submitted. For round 2, you're going to have 1 skill identified in a written scenario, which will be provided to competitors during that virtual live event orientation session on March 20th. And then the competitors will have 12 hours to record and upload themselves performing the skill to Tallo. Sports medicine is another individual event which provides members to the opportunity to gain their knowledge and skills required for patient care in a sports medical setting. And so members are able to learn more about injury prevention, therapeutic intervention, and also immediate care. You have 3 resources available for you. And then again, with this event, make sure you're practicing all your skills and you know your rubrics so you can earn the most possible points. For RLC, you will be completing an online test at your local chapter. You have 2 skill-based scenario essays. And again, the online test is the only item used to determine RLC finalists. And then the tiebreaker essay will be used if needed. For SLC, round 1 is that second skill essay that you already did for RLC. So you don't have another essay to be submitted. And then round 2 is going to consist of 1 skill identified in a written scenario, which will be provided to you during that virtual live event orientation session on March 20th. And then the competitors will have 12 hours to record and upload themselves performing their skill to Tallo. And then the last event is veterinary science, another individual event, which provides members the opportunity to gain knowledge and skills for diagnosis and treatment of animals. And so it aims to inspire members to learn more about the field of veterinary care. There's a couple different links to take you to prepare, along with 2 books that are available as resources. For this event, you want to practice all of your skills, make sure you know those rubrics so you can earn the most possible points. And then for RLC, you're going to complete an online test at your local chapter along with those 2 skill-based scenarios. And again, the online test is the only item used to determine who the RLC finalist is unless a tiebreaker is necessary. So one of those essays will be used. For SLC, round 1 is going to consist of the second skill, which you won't have another essay to be submitted. Round 2 will consist of 1 skill identified in a written scenario, which will be provided to the competitors again during that virtual live event orientation session on March 20th via Zoom. And then the competitors will have 12 hours to record and upload to Tallo, though themselves performing that skill. So those are all of our events that we have available for the biomedical or the health professions, excuse me. So at this time, this concludes all what we're talking about here. And if you've got any questions as you're preparing for your event, make sure you reach out to me. Again, my name is Lena Yoke, or you can reach out to anyone else on the competitive events team. Best wishes as you prepare for your events, Wisconsin HOSA.